old-fashioned, but when a well-established convention posts on their website that they are going to be holding the preliminary round for a major international competition, that is going ahead. It's official, right? Well, not according to Smash. G'day everyone, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Chibi Cosplay, and on this channel we talk about all things cosplay, costuming and sewing related. And unfortunately my video today is not my usual upbeat, positive sort of content. You see, I'm frustrated and disappointed. Not only have I been busting my guts to create a competition worthy cosplay, but I'm also out $1,400 because of non-refundable flights from Perth to Sydney and back again. For context, that's about the same distance as flying from LA to Detroit or Paris to Cairo. So please consider watching this video all the way to the end so I can recoup some of the money that I've lost. And I want to be clear, everything that I'm going to be discussing today in this video will be from my perspective. I'm not going to be talking about any of the rumors that I've heard along the way, because gossip and rumors are not facts, and that's what I'm trying to keep this video to. And this is just my experience. I don't believe that there was any ill will involved. It's just, I don't know, bad business decision making. Let's start with context. The convention in question, Smash. Smash is Australia's largest manga and anime convention and has been running for longer than I've been cosplaying. It is a well-established convention. It has been my favourite convention for many, many years. Maybe not anymore. It has the largest artist alley in all of the country, and it has international artists who come to the event to sell. It also has a really good selection of guests each year and is the home for the Australian preliminary round of the World Cosplay Summit, a staple within the Australian cosplay competitive community. Smash is where I won my first chance to represent Australia through WCS in 2017, and it is where Terry and I have competed together twice more. So yeah, Smash holds a very special place in my heart. I have celebrated some real highs there, and I've commiserated some real lows there, but never anything as low as this. ECG. Before we move on, we need to talk about ECG, otherwise known as the Extreme Cosplay Gathering, formerly known as the European Cosplay Gathering, until it kind of went Eurovision style and started accepting countries outside of the European nations, like America and Australia. ECG's competition style is very unique and very flexible. It allows for any pop culture source material unless it is your own design or a redesign of a character. The judging is 50% costume and 50% skit, and you can enter as either a solo, duo, trio or quartet, and if you enter as a solo, duo or trio, you can also have a stage ninja. Now a stage ninja, for those who don't know, is someone who's on stage with you but is hidden from the audience view, and they help with things like quick changes, kind of set things, puppets, anything that kind of helps your performance. The last time that ECG was in Australia was for DreamHack a couple of years back, but it never had a second year because DreamHack folded in Australia soon after. I really wanted to enter that year, but unfortunately I couldn't because I was literally in Chicago for C2E2, where I was representing Australia in the Cosplay Central Crown Championships. But it has been on my bucket list for a long time. I have wanted to enter ECG. So yeah, I was really excited to hear that ECG was coming back to Australia. Okay, on to what happened. The first I heard about ECG coming back to Australia was when I was in LA being a cosplay judge at Anime Expo. A follower of mine who at the same time was at Japan Expo in Paris, which is where ECG is held, sent me a message saying, hey, it was just announced here, ECG is coming back to Australia. And I thought, cool, I can actually finally enter this competition that I've been dying to enter with my dream cosplay and like a skit that has been building in my brain for years. And just for information, that's Anne of Cleves from 6. Don't worry, I am still making her, and there will be a video about where I'm at in the construction for that very soon. The weekend after I got back from the States was Smash for this year. Now, I didn't go because I was still suffering from horrendous jet lag, and the idea of cosplaying for an entire weekend after traveling back to Sydney, that didn't sound fun. But my friends who did go said that it was an amazing time. Smash soon announced after their big convention that they were hosting Smash Chibi, a brand new event, at least that I am aware of, where it was a small event in November this year. To me, that seems a little coincidental, if you ask me, about the timing of things. ECG announces it's coming back to Australia, and then one of the only conventions in Australia large enough to support ECG announces they're doing another convention this year. And then the rumours and the information begin to trickle through. When I say that this was the worst kept secret, I mean it was the worst kept secret. Then there were a number of things that happened, such as the first announcement that ECG was going to be held at Smash Chibi being made on a private podcast, not their own Instagram page or website or anything like that. And then there was also a fair amount of discussion on a Discord server that was non-Smash operated, but conversations being made by Smash representatives about ECG before anything was made official on the website or on their Instagram. But I waited. I did not book anything, even though a Smash representative said to me,
"It's definitely happening."
And I waited, and I sat on my hands, and I watched as the price of everything continued to rise. It's expensive to fly across Australia. It's cheaper for me to fly to Bali most of the time, and even sometimes Singapore, than it is for me to fly over east. So yeah, my anxiety was rising, and whilst I wasn't at work or sleeping, I was working on my cosplay. And then it happened. On Thursday, the 28th of August, on Smash's website, the official post, the official notification that ECG was coming back to Australia via Chibi Smash. The rules were up, they were well tailored for this event, and there was a notification that applications were opening on Monday, September 1st. Fabulous! It's official! It's happening! It's there, in black and white, in front of my face! So I went ahead and I booked all my flights and accommodation with my second wave of excitement. Yeah, it was going to cost me $2,500, but that is the price of competing in international cosplay prelims here in Australia, especially when you live in the most isolated capital city in the world. You have to fly over an entire continent to compete. Side note, all of the international competitions are on the East Coast, so this is nothing new to me, and it sucks. Anyway, September 1 rolled around, and sure enough, applications went live. I had to read through it, and honestly, they were really good. It was clearly written by someone who either was a cosplayer or had input from a cosplayer or cosplayers who have had experience in international skip-based competitions. I was feeling confident. I was feeling great. Until that night, I noticed that the application form had been pulled from the website. Okay, don't panic. Perhaps what they're doing is they've just taken it down because they've noticed an error, they just want to fix it up, or there's something that they want to make easy to understand or read or upload. You know what? Let's not worry about this. But by the morning of Tuesday, September 2nd, the entire link for ECG was taken off the Smash website. Alarm bells started going off in my head. About 36 hours later, a generic post about Smash Chibi was posted on the Instagram as a carousel, and the second slide was about ECG. There was no apology, just simply, after careful review, we have decided not to proceed with ECG this year. I'm sorry. What? And why? It was on your website. It was being talked about openly and publicly by Smash representatives. the very least, you would expect that any kinks for an event would be worked out before it was made public, especially before you put it on your website. Now, I know that Smash is run by volunteers and the majority of them are amazing individuals. And I am also under no illusion that running a convention is easy. The small amount of experience that I've had helping with local small conventions here and also, you know, organizing the Perth cosplay market here in Perth this year, there are a lot of moving parts. I respect that. But where is the duty of care to Smash's patrons? Where is the business sense? Where is the professionalism for a company that is so well established? So, the fallout. Luckily, I was able to cancel my accommodation free of charge. Great. My flights, however, I wasn't so lucky. Because I was working with a really tight budget, I actually used 2 different airlines. The Perth to Sydney one I contacted and I lost $200 and got $520 in travel points. So yeah, not a refund as such, not money back in my bank. For my flight from Sydney to Perth, I lost everything. It seems that the bundle that I'd picked for that flight had a no cancellation policy in place. I don't even know how that can be legal. And they said I could cancel it so that they could resell the tickets, but yeah, I still wouldn't get any money back. So yeah, I've lost everything there. And I also want to say that when I was trying to book their flights, their site kept on crashing, so that was fantastic for my anxiety as well. And then there is my cosplay, my partially finished Anne of Cleves that I have sacrificed both sleep and social time with the ones that I love. Now, yes, it's true, I can still complete her and I can still enter her into another competition. But realistically, for me, that is 2 competitions. One of which is ECG at Smash next year, if it goes ahead. So yeah, like I said at the start of this video, I am frustrated and disappointed. I sincerely hope that the right people at Smash see this. And to them I say this one message: please do better. But I am choosing to try and have a takeaway from this and see it as a learning opportunity. A very expensive learning opportunity. So please learn from my mistake. Even seasoned competitive cosplayers like myself can be swept up with the excitement and the anxiety of competing and book things too soon, jump in too soon. From now on, I am going to ensure that I am not booking anything until there are 2 forms of official posting, such as one on the website and one on Instagram. I am also going to ensure that I look at the refund policies closer of any flights and accommodation. And I will remember this, as I hope you will as well. Things can change at any moment. Events can be cancelled, competitions can be pulled, weather and politics can change unexpectedly. Nothing is for certain until you are there on the day. And even then, something can happen. If you've made it to the end of this video, I want to sincerely thank you. I'm hoping that the AdSense revenue that I may earn from this video will help supplement some of the money I've lost. I know it's not going to be all of it, but at this point in time, anything will help. If you could please share this video or any of my other videos with your family or friends, I would really appreciate it. Join me for my next video for something a little bit more upbeat and happy, back to my normal content, if you will. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.